Mhm.
Louis. Right, we're here with the beautiful Brittany,
Flirting from the start.
live on air. Why don't you give everyone an intro, let them know what you do?
Yeah, cool. So my name is Brittany McChrystal. I am a online health and fitness coach, and I live in Koh Samui. I've been coaching for about 3.5 years now. And the reason was because I used to be really overweight. I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life, and I ended up losing weight and documenting it online, and it kind of all just transformed from there.
You've probably had one of the maddest transformations I've actually seen.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's been more of like not just a transformation, like a before and after. Like there's so much more to it. I think like my mindset was the biggest transformation, but people only see this before and after photo and they're like, wow, that's amazing. But it goes so much deeper than that.
I messaged you this before the other day, and I was like, the external is just a reflection of the internal.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying like a fat person's a shit person on the inside, but I mean like going through that change kind of molds you into like a better person.
Yeah, for sure. And to be fair, like it's so funny because sometimes when I post my before and after photos on Instagram, people are like, "Oh, you look really mean now." And you look nice and lovely before, and I just think I liked you better before. I was like, okay, that's your opinion. But I was actually a bitch. Like, I was so nasty to people because I was just so insecure about myself that I would like tear other people down as well.
Were you funny? Because loads of people say fat people are funny because like,
I mean, I'd like to think that I was funny, but I was really shy. So I would probably only try and be funny when I was, like, drinking, but
mm,
other than that, I was just, like, trying to hide.
well, you weren't funny at Songkran.
I was so funny. I
Fair.
wore my shoes in the water.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on there. I know you're ill because you were in that dirty swimming pool.
I literally was just swimming, and then I whip out my shoes, and everyone was like, "I think there's something wrong with you."
No, no.
Look, it was logical. I didn't wanna take off my already wet shoes, so why didn't you just go swimming with them?
I took my wet shoes off.
But were they slides?
No,
Huh, okay.
no, Nikes.
Look, each
Yeah.
to their own.
So going back to your coaching business. So you've been doing this for 3 years, and this
Yep.
started in 2018 when you went through your transformation.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. How many people have you helped?
Ooh, that's a good question. I've definitely helped, like, probably close to 2,000 people now.
And how many of those 2,000 look like bombshells and bikinis?
I think, probably like, I guess at the end of the day, like, my coaching is only as good as, like, the person that shows up for themselves. I have a lot of amazing transformations, and every day I have somebody telling me that I'm changing their lives, which is so, so cool. But I think, yes, weight loss is amazing, and obviously that's why people come to it, but they actually realize that it was never about weight loss, and it was more just about how they feel about themselves, and every single aspect of their life changes once they realize that. And so you have these girls being like, I never thought I would be the person that I am now, not just like because I'm more confident in my skin, but I'm actually doing the things that I always thought that I could never do.
Mm. And do you help people with their mindset as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it just comes naturally with it because it is something that you need to rewire your mindset for because people get so torn up when they step on the scale and then they're like, "Oh, I haven't lost any weight. I'm just gonna give up. Screw it. It's not working." And it's the more you train your brain when those moments happen, it's like you're rewiring your brain. You're rewiring your brain because you're not failing if you're stepping on the scale and it stays the same for a week because there's so many other aspects to think about. And that's what we kind of say to the girls, and then they realize that, and it's just a journey.
Mm. And do you, since your transformation was in 2018,
Mhm.
what's that, like 7 years ago now?
Crazy.
Yeah, that is nuts.
Crazy.
Do you, because in business, you're basically helping people who have the pain that you once had. Do
Mhm.
you feel like your pain is like almost too long ago to kind of remember, or are those wounds still like fresh for you?
No, it's actually pretty crazy because I feel like, yes, you see my weight loss journey, my before and after, but there was so many actually other parts of the journey along the way. And I feel like I'm constantly learning and I'm constantly going through different stages. And so I pull those moments and those pain and I almost grow from it because one, the weight loss journey to start with, that was more so because I was going down the like fad diet culture. I was listening to everybody that was online. I had no idea what I was doing. I was like destroying my body from the inside out because I was not eating carbs. I was like getting really negative about sugar and fats and all of these things and just destroying my relationship with food. And so that was like one aspect of it. And then I lost a bit of weight and then I went down the bikini comp
Yeah, I've seen that.
road, which again was newest. That was in 2023. That was something that I really, really struggled with because I got so small, and the smaller that I got, the more I hated my body, more than ever before.
Smaller than you are now?
Smaller than I am now.
'Cause you told me that you'd lost 10 kg since I last seen you.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah, yeah. So that was even off the bat of the bikini comp. It was because I lost all the weight. I was so small, like my whole shape of my body was gone. And it was because I was just destroying myself with cardio. And then not only that, I lost my periods, my hair was falling out. I like completely destroyed my old relationship because I just couldn't handle my emotions. And then as a treat, we were like, let's go to Europe. And so we went for 3 weeks, and my hunger was so uncontrollable that I ended up putting on 7 kgs in 3 weeks. And I got home, stepped on the scale, and I was heavier than when I first started
The whole
the
yeah.
bikini comp. And I was mortified because I was like, I've just worked so hard for 25 weeks, and in 3 weeks, I've destroyed it all. And so then I went like down a really dark path of just like drinking a lot. I was in my head, I was like, people aren't gonna like me anymore because I'm not skinny Britney, which is so silly. But I had worked so hard and my socials were doing so well because people unfortunately just see this before and after and they're like, I want that. And so it took a while to get out of that, and I finally did. And that's when I managed to lose the 10 kgs over last year.
Were you, like, authentic on social media? Like, when you went to Europe, you put on 7 kg, or were you, like, holding this facade that you were killing it?
Oh, I definitely I definitely did not tell people.
Right.
And I was embarrassed to post like afterwards because I did like a what I eat in a day video, and I would use the old photos because I was so embarrassed. And then eventually I was like a couple of months afterwards, I was like, hey, this is a journey that you're on as well. And these things happen and you learn from it.
Mm.
And so I just ended up telling everybody on social media, and it was okay. Like, but I think it was because I was so focused on what people thought of me rather than actually building a community of people. And I realized now after I've lost this 10 kgs over the last year, the community that I have is so much stronger because I've been honest. And I said, this is what happened and this is what I'm doing now. And people respect me for that. And they're like, we don't care what weight you are.
Yeah.
Like we want to follow you because you know what you're doing and you just are real online.
That's so important. People say that love is, like, the highest frequency
Yeah.
you can be on. Like, do you know when, like, you're in love or, like, you're with your mum or your
Mm.
dad and you just feel, like, so, like, wholesome? That's not actually the highest frequency you can be on. It's
Yeah.
authenticity.
Yeah.
Because when you're authentic to yourself and others,
Yeah.
then people love you more for that.
Absolutely. I think as well, like this last year for me on my social media has really been about being just my authentic self, like my most authentic self. And I'm not going to show up with like every single day looking perfect online. I'm not going to do that because one, I know when I see somebody on social media that everything just looks perfect and it's like curated and they just look like they have everything together. I know that that's not real. And I don't think other people realize that. And so that is why I want to show like my side of it and just remind people that like it's okay to be like normal.
I see some of the posts you put on, you're like, what it's like on social media like this. And then it's like reality, and like you're like bent over like this so you can see like the roll. I see loads of people doing that now.
Mhm. And that's the thing, like when you, especially if you see somebody's transformation photo, right? And you just see their body now, but that body is also, you've got to think about angles and lighting and like all of those little things that make that photo good. Sure, like I've lost a lot of weight, but I could step out of the light and it would look completely different.
Yeah, right. Same for everyone.
Yeah.
Lighting and a pump
Yeah.
changes the game.
Yeah.
What would you say like the single biggest thing that made your social media pop off? Because you've got like almost 200K followers, don't you?
200K on Instagram and 700 on TikTok. Um, I think it was mainly it's TikTok was my transformations for sure. I got into TikTok quite early, so back in 2022, I started posting on TikTok, and I did it just to keep myself accountable. I didn't do it for any other reason. And from that very first video, it just went mental, and I was like, "Okay, there's something here." And I never jumped on TikTok because I was like, "Oh, TikTok is just like 16-year-olds that do dances on TikTok," and I thought that the people that watch TikTok weren't real. I just thought they were little bots, and so I never got on it, and then one day I did, and I just kept posting, and within, like, a month, I think I had, like, 100,000 followers.
Really? And then
Yeah.
did they follow you on Instagram?
I never really started posting on Instagram because I was embarrassed, because Instagram for me was my friends and my family. TikTok, I didn't know these people. And so I was like, oh, who cares if these strangers see it? I'm embarrassed about my friends and family.
That's funny. That's the same with me with Facebook.
Mm,
So I don't post anything on Facebook. Just like dumps from where I've been. And
yeah,
the caption's always for family and friends.
yeah,
But in hindsight, the same people who watch me on Facebook are the same people who watch us on Instagram. Just more of them. So
yeah,
like, why am I even doing that?
yeah. And then eventually I started posting on Instagram, the same stuff.
Yeah.
And then I actually realized now Instagram is like my main form of, I guess, like platform. It's really, really hard in Thailand to get TikTok going because of the algorithms.
Is that where you get most of your leads from?
At the moment, Instagram, but when I'm in New Zealand, Australia, or the UK, anywhere Western, it's TikTok.
Do you do YouTube?
I do. I've been trying to do YouTube, but I've been finding that with my YouTube, it's the same. I feel like the algorithm kind of figures out
Yeah.
where I am and pushes it to that location because I'm posting the same videos. But every time I seem to be in New Zealand or Australia, the videos do 20 times better.
VPN.
I have a VPN.
Okay, second phone.
So I've got a VPN and I've done my research on it, and apparently just the algorithms are so smart now that they know that you're not there. And so it helps a little bit, but it's impossible. It's really sad because when I was in New Zealand, I was posting and I was getting like 1 million views on my videos. I was like, "This is great. This is
Yeah.
all right." Like TikTok's building again. I come back here and I did one the other day and it got like 3,000 views. And then I go in to look at where the For You page is setting it off, and it's just going to my followers and then other. So other is obviously Thailand or Asia or somewhere.
Other. That's interesting. We
Yeah.
tried running ads for entrepreneurs, digital nomads, based in like Bangkok,
Mm.
Canggu, Koh Samui, and we had loads of people with like laundrette businesses like applying to the ads, and I was like, "Fuck, this isn't good." Like laundrette businesses and like local Thai people or like local
Mm.
Balinese people.
Yeah,
So it's difficult.
it is. And I think that's just something that I need to work out of what to do, I guess, because I want to be here, but having this platform, having this huge platform and not being able to use it is really hard.
Is that trade-off okay with you? Like, are you okay with? Would you rather have more leads coming in living in Australia or New Zealand, or would you rather be living on Paradise?
And that's what
Yeah.
I'm thinking. I'm like, I'm happier here. I love it here. And I think finally I've started to thrive here. And I know that with the skills that I have, I will always be able to go back to TikTok and launch it again,
Yeah.
just like I did when I was back in New Zealand.
What's next for you then? Because obviously you're living in Samui, you've got some brilliant friends,
Got some big plans.
you've got the business is doing
Yeah.
amazing, you're in amazing shape. Like, what is next?
I think it's really just doubling down on my business. There's some changes that are coming to my business over the next couple of months, which is going to be huge. Um, can't really talk too much about it now.
Okay.
Yeah, like, damn. But let's just say it's going to be really, really good for me and my business, and it's giving me more control over everything. I want to launch like pre and postnatal and focus on that because I need to think about
Pre
what
and postnatal. Was that pregnancy?
pregnancy. Yeah, so working with pregnant mums and mums that have just given birth. Because when I think about it, that's like my next step. Like you gotta find yourself a boyfriend first. But but this is something that I know that will be next for me, and same with my demographic. And I already have so many people saying, "Hey, can you help me with this?" And we can, but it would just be so much better if I could really push it out there. Um,
Okay.
yeah.
Bit of a side tangent,
Mm.
side quest going on here.
Oh gosh, I'm gonna
But
say.
what's your view on like kids and stuff?
Oh, I love kids.
Like, how badly do you want them? Like, how soon is that looking?
I would want kids about 32, 33. I'm 29.
Okay. I think about it a lot, you know.
Mm.
Sometimes I think if I just had a little kid now, it'd be sound.
You're already a little kid now.
How am I a little kid?
21?
20, come on now, 22. 32?
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah,
Thir-
32.
Yeah,
Let's go with it.
I want kids when I'm 32.
Okay.
Yeah. But no, I think about it quite a lot. I say, what sort of person do I need to become before I have kids?
Yeah.
What sort of things do I need to tick
Yeah.
off? Because I feel like this last like year and a half for me, I feel like I've just lived another life.
You really have.
Yeah.
Really have.
It's been quite fast.
It's quite cool because I met you like at the start of your journey, and I've seen you like this whole year as well, and how you've grown, which has been amazing.
Yeah. I remember when we went out for that coconut. I remember we were talking and you were telling us all the things you were doing. I was like, fuck. I was like, I need to up my game here. So that was actually quite a lot of motivation for me.
Nice. That's good.
Yeah.
You never told me that.
Did I not? No, I have.
No. Good.
Yeah.
Well, you definitely upped your game.
Yeah. Not just because of you though.
Yeah, of course.
Of course not. Yeah.
That's nice.
Um,
And so what's your plans?
going forward. Oh, we're not going backwards, are we? So hosting a big mastermind in 10th of May. So it's gonna be good. There's 11 spots there for the entrepreneurs doing over 10K a month. So we're gonna get some insane content from that. And then going for a family holiday in Turkey, which is
Oh.
gonna be lovely. And then post Turkey, we're going back home to the UK
Mm.
just for a month. And then I think we're gonna do like a European summer, host some events in Europe.
Yeah.
But for me, it's just like create like sick memories, like
Yeah.
serious dad lore, you know,
Yeah.
like stories before I meet my wife and have kids,
Yeah.
stuff that makes us an interesting person, and
Yeah.
then make as much money as I can
Mm.
when I'm young.
So how do you do this? Like, how do you find all of these people? And then I feel like you've got a little gang of people that just follow you around.
I'm a cult leader.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah, so
and how do you get so many people from so many different countries?
just aura, Brittany. No, so I've traveled around a lot for the past year. First place was Samui, and then I went to Vietnam, then I went to Bali, and then I went to Hong Kong, Dubai, and I've been in Marbella, Singapore. I've been in loads of places, and I've kind of met people in every single spot I've been to because I invested into a networking course.
Mm-hmm.
So I try to meet as many entrepreneurs as I can, learn what they do, and see if I can make money as well.
Yeah.
So that's the whole thing. And then I built a good relationship with these people, tried to help them, provided value. And then as a byproduct from that, further down the stream, they ended up joining Willionaire. But obviously my content does a lot, referrals do a lot. And yeah, it's pretty cool. But
Yeah.
some people follow me. I'm not like, I know I look like Jesus, but I'm not. Yeah, for me, my marketing works best when I'm surrounded by the boys.
Yeah.
We're all wearing these little short
Little
shorts.
shorts. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm gonna have a pair.
You want a pair?
Yeah.
Okay.
Brotherhood.
Brotherhood. Sisterhood. Brittanyhood. So yeah, I travel to the places where the boys are. At least I have this year because there've been more people. And then just by being around them, that does the marketing for me.
Yeah.
So it's good.
It's good.
But yeah, ready to scale hard this year.
Yeah, because I was thinking like I wanted to host some retreats here,
Mm-hmm.
but I have like not really had the thought about it or too much thought to
It
get people
sucks.
over here.
It sucks, you know. Like planning it, like I hate
Oh,
it.
planning it? Okay.
Yeah, I love hosting them, but
Yeah.
it's like the worst part of my business, but it's probably the most important.
Yeah.
It's like just organizing it. I'm
Yeah.
an organized person, but
Yeah.
I've had to work on that, so it doesn't come naturally.
It's I think for me, because you're trying to scale entrepreneurs, right? Like these people will pay the money. Whereas like for me, it's like my clients, if they really wanted to, they could, but I don't think a lot of them have the money to get all the way over to Koh Samui.
Yeah.
And that's the issue. Like, sure, like, it would do okay, like, there would be some people, but yeah, that's kind of the thing that I put it out to my coaching girls essentially first just to see, and everybody kinda said the same thing of like, "Oh, money is an issue."
Yeah. It is easier for me because first and foremost, the guy's paid 5K to be in a glorified group chat with plans that get out of it. But I still try and keep the events as cheap as possible. Like I do
Yeah.
it for cost price. I don't make profit on them yet because my whole logic is the marketing from it will get me new members. So that's the return on investment there. And I just want to give the guys the sickest experience possible. Like I wish I had that. And I'm not greedy. Like I know I'm going to make loads of money. So why rush?
Mm.
Every month's getting bigger and bigger.
Ooh,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. 2026.
It's still the start of 2025.
Yeah, no. Got to plan in advance.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah. What's your plans in terms of living? Can you see yourself in Samui long term then?
Not forever. I think the one issue that I have here is the housing. It's kind of sucky.
Your villa in Lamai, I remember I drove up that hill. I didn't drive all the way up. I said, if I drive up this, I'll not get back down.
I hated that villa. I can tell you a story. Did I tell you the story?
Remember the spider?
Oh, no, this is the worst story. This is even worse.
Go on then.
This is gonna die. Like, this is so bad. And if anybody's squirmy that's listening to this, then like they need to cut it off here. But my parents were over and they're staying with me in Lamai. And I was going to training in the morning and I had a piece of toast and I put the toast in the toaster and I pushed the toaster down and the toaster didn't go down. I was like, ah, it's broken. Pushed it down again. It didn't go down. And then I was like, shook it a little bit, pushed it down, and it went down for like 2 seconds. And then it popped back up. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so annoying. Anyway, I wasn't thinking I was like late. Pushed it down again. It went down, eventually cooked. I pulled the toast out, put my whatever I was putting on it, and like went to training. And then that night,
You ate it.
I ate it.
Okay.
It was toast. That night I came back and my mum was in the kitchen and she was making a tea. And then I hear her screaming. And she's like, oh my gosh, there's a rat in the toaster.
No way.
And it had fried itself. I fried the rat in the toaster because I put my toast on it and I was cooking it.
That's vile.
Disgusting. And I ate the toast and I had no idea. And the rat just was like sticking out of the toaster at this point.
The thing that's going through my head at the minute is one, how big's your toaster? Or how small was the rat?
The rat was like wedged in there.
How big was it? Like,
Oh, it was like,
that's a fair sized rat.
yeah.
Fuck.
So that happened, and then that was kind of the end of that villa. I was like, get me out of here because the kitchen was fully open, and so there was always bats and spiders and everything. So
Yeah, I feel like there's more like nature down in Lamai, like more
Yeah.
animals and stuff. Oh, so in the villa we lived in when I first came back to Samui, there was a snake in the bathroom.
a big snake,
Yeah, big snake. It's like probably like
as
a
green snake or
a green snake.
oh, okay.
Later I found out they're not poisonous.
Yeah.
But in my head, like a
A snake is
fluorescent,
a snake.
bright animal is poisonous.
Yeah.
So I called the villa owner. I was like, look, there's a snake in the bathroom.
And what'd they say?
She's like, is it big? I was like, yeah, fair size.
I bet it wasn't even that big.
She's like, don't worry, don't panic. I was like, I'm not scared. But it needs gone. So yeah, she came and removed it. And the man was like, no dangerous, no dangerous. I was like, all right, cheers, mate.
I was driving down. I used to have this like amazing villa down like in the back of Fisherman's Village, and it had just been raining, and I drove down the hill and there was a blind corner. And I drove around the corner really fast, and then I just saw it, like I kid you not, the biggest snake I have ever seen in my life, like double the size of me. And it was like heading off the road, and so it probably was like 3/4 off the road. And it was just like going into the bush. And I was like, if I was 10 seconds earlier, I would have been like,
Clad it.
because it was right on the corner. I was going fast. I wouldn't have been able to stop. And it was a big brown snake.
The hills are dangerous, man.
Yeah.
Like, can you see the scar there?
No.
No. Okay, never mind. But I came off my bike. I've got a
Oh.
little wound.
Have you fell off your bike?
Yeah, I have a scar here from when I fell off in Copenhagen from sand.
Yeah, the sand's dangerous. I was telling all the boys to be careful.
Yeah.
Yeah, going back to your bodybuilding competition.
Mm-hmm.
Not bikini competition, sorry.
Oh, I guess they call it bodybuilding.
Yeah. Did you ever take any steroids?
No,
No.
but I didn't. I'm just like, I feel like I'm so innocent, and I didn't realize that everybody was taking steroids, and I think I was probably the only one in that show that didn't take anything. And I think I found out like 4 days before the show, and I was like, "What do you mean people are taking things?" They're like, "Yeah," or like they'll get like butt injections and do all these things to make their body better. And here I am, like, just absolutely killing myself. And then I realized that half these people have cheated.
That shit.
So,
I've got a funny story about that.
mm,
So it was like one of my first, she wasn't a proper girlfriend, but it's the first one I told my mum about and asked if she could come over. She was a few years older than me and she was doing bikini competing. And anyway, in the morning she had like this makeup bag. And I just thought it was a makeup bag. And then like she was unzipping it and like loads of these little like tubs were there. I was like, what's all this? So, well, this is Anavar. This is Clen. I was like, no way. So she was taking proper juice and it was all in like a makeup bag.
was she like jacked?
Well, it was like off season or something.
Yeah.
And her legs were huge. She was only little, but like her legs were massive, so strong as well. I said, damn, this girl squats more than me.
Well,
I
yeah.
was still in my kickboxing era as well. So
I'm too scared to take steroids because they increase every cell in your body. So if you've got like a cancer cell in your body, it's going to be increased.
Yeah.
So it's dangerous.
I feel like you can adapt your body naturally as well, just by sleep, sunlight,
Yeah.
good nutrition,
Yeah.
being happy first and foremost.
And it's crazy, like, how much my body has changed as well. Like, just the shape of my body and, like, because I've been training for, 7 years now. And you've just got to be consistent. And then over time it changes. And then you look back and you're like, wow, it's good.
Yeah. What do you want to do now? Like, are you going to do another competition or
Absolutely not.
no?
Absolutely not. I think I'm finally at a place of, like, contentness with my food, for one, like my body, my mindset, everything I think has just been super switched on. And I'm like happier than ever. And it's because I've had to go through all of those shit times and work through them. Because also something I didn't mention before was when I was on my bikini competition, I went through a stage of like bulimia.
What's
Like,
that?
bulimia is when you make yourself vomit
Mm.
after you eat, because I couldn't control my emotions around food. And so I was like 6 weeks out from the show, and I had a diet break from my coach, and she was like, "Okay, I'm gonna put you back up to 1850 calories." I was on like 1,200. And bearing in mind, I was on 1,200, walking 15,000 steps a day, and at the gym every day. And so my body was tired, and the Stairmaster she made me do for half an hour every day too.
I don't like the Stairmaster.
No, I hated it. And so I was doing that, and then she was like, "All right, I'm gonna give you a diet break." And in my head, I was like, "Okay, cool." But she's like, "You still need to eat the same meals." I didn't listen to her, and I just went and like got an ice cream because I was like, "I'm just gonna get an ice cream." I ate the ice cream, and then I was like, "Oh my gosh, I need something else. I need something else." And so like I just raided the supermarket and like ate everything, like everything. I probably had like a whole block of chocolate, a whole bag of chips, the ice cream, some shapes, like just constantly. I never felt full. I just had to keep eating. And then I felt so bad afterwards that I went and like made myself sick. And I did that quite a few times. And it was just like all in the mindset. And I was like, you need to stop this now.
What made you stop?
I think it was more like I knew that it was bad. Like, I was a coach at the time. I was like, what are you doing? You know better than this. And so I managed to like pull myself out of it, but I got back onto the program where my coach was like making sure that I was eating correctly.
Yeah.
And so that kind of, I guess, in a way fixed it because I still had to go and show up at the show.
Oh, so this was all during the prep as well.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yeah.
Do you coach any girls like in prep?
No.
No.
No. So I've made it very clear I don't want to coach any girls for prep because that was the other thing, like they like to call me the brunch girl. I'm the girl that I love balance and I love to tell people you can eat all the foods that you love. Just make sure that you're giving your body what it needs as well. Because at the end of the day, it's a lifestyle. It's not a diet. It's something that you actually have to stick to for the rest of your life. And if you don't enjoy it, you're not going to stick to it and you're going to go back to your old habits. And I was finding that I was hating the process. I was eating the same meal every single day, chicken and rice or low potatoes and steak. And I was hating it. But then on the other side, I was preaching balance on my social media page to everybody, being like, love your life and balance. And here I am doing the complete opposite. And so I told myself, you made yourself a promise to stick with this bikini competition. You're going to do it, but I'm not going to ever talk about it. And I'm not going to coach any bikini prep girls.
Serious PTSD from that then.
Yeah.
I've seen your meals. Your meals look insane.
They're so
Yeah.
good.
How are the cookbooks doing?
Cookbooks are good. I recently pulled the hard copy and I just do the ebook, but I'm thinking about doing another cookbook. Because I think I love the cookbook, but I'm at another stage now where I can make the cookbook even better.
Okay.
And so
What
that,
new recipes?
yeah,
New improved ones?
yeah,
How
for
do
sure.
you find new ones? Do
I
you just
create
create
my
them?
own recipes.
Do you?
Yeah. I'm like I love cooking. Like when I tell you, like I could be in the kitchen all day creating recipes. And I feel like I've got a really good knack for flavors. So my mum was a food tech teacher. She taught me how to cook from like a really young age. And I've just always loved making food.
You say I'm the complete opposite. I'm like, stick 6 eggs in the pan, mix it up.
I saw that you eat so many eggs. I'm like, wee, cholesterol.
No, cholesterol's good. It's good for testosterone. Yeah. And that's one of the beauty about living in Samui. Have you been to a season?
Yeah. Did I tell you the story or did you tell me the story?
What story?
About the chicken. So yes, I've been to Season Samui, but also for me, the meals are too high in calories and too high in protein. So the chicken and rice meal there has 1,300 calories. And I worked out the macros because he didn't know. I worked out the macros and it was 115 grams of protein and 1,200 calories in one meal.
Is it?
Yeah. I worked it out because I was like, this is delicious. What are your portions? And he wrote down the portions for me and I wrote down the calories and I was like, no wonder I'm getting bulky as hell because I was going there every day for lunch and I was going back to the gym. I was getting PBs and I was like, what am I doing? And then I asked him and he told me and I was like, right, okay.
I've not lost weight in 3 weeks and I'm on a cut and I've been smashing like 3 of those meals a day.
Yeah, that's why. It's because they're so big.
It's like 300 grams of chicken.
Do you know what? This is a business idea that I was wanting.
Okay.
And it ties in Samui, is nobody here, the men, know much about nutrition. Like the fighters and the people that are cutting weight. Like I wanted to do nutrition for fighters because everyone's like, oh, we just go and get like curry or we'll just eat chicken and rice. But it's like, it's more than that. There's so much more than that. You can't just eat chicken and rice if you are actually really wanting to cut weight.
The whole fighting culture is a bit fucked, you know.
Yeah.
So I competed about like 12 times.
Yeah.
And every time I lost weight, it was like complete bro science, but in the kickboxing world. So I just like reduce the amount I was eating.
Yeah.
My coach would be like, oh, just like leave half your veg or leave half the meal. So that's what we did, and we'd always make weight.
Yeah.
But then when I actually got an online coach and I did my first proper cut in Bali,
Yeah.
I got like silly lean. I was
Yeah.
like having veins popping out my chest,
Yeah.
my V-line, everything. I looked sick.
Yeah.
I was like, how have I never looked like this before and I've cut weight for fights?
Yeah. And this is the thing. It's
Nutrition.
It's nutrition and it's also making sure that your macros are correct, making sure that you're having enough protein, enough carbs, and enough fats. And that's how you can make your body look really great. So that's kind of like what I'm thinking of like potentially launching here as well. Because honestly, when I say like no fighters, they have no idea. And I'm like, I'm helping a friend right now and I'm going to see how that goes. He wants to lose 7 kgs in a month. So like rough, but he could do it. So
Yeah,
I'm
that is
doing his
doable.
I'm doing his meals for him.
The thing about cutting weight for lads, like it really does suck. Like when I did that cut, I felt like my testosterone levels dropped so
Mm.
bad. Like I didn't want to go to the gym,
Yeah,
didn't want to walk,
yeah.
work. I wasn't waking up like I usually wake up.
Mm.
And I was speaking to my friend about this, and
Yeah.
he got his test levels done when he did his cut.
Yeah.
He went from 700 to like 100 and something.
Mm.
And like that is shocking.
Yeah.
That should never happen.
Yeah.
You probably have like test levels of 100.
I have no idea. You lost me at test levels. I was like, huh?
You need to know this if you're going to do it for fighters.
Yeah. But it's just like it would just make things for them so much easier. And then it's just like a little click moment. It's like, it's not like the food that you're eating because you're eating chicken and rice. It's fine, but it's the amount that you're eating, but also making sure that you're getting it in the fibers and everything. So back to the story.
Oh, yeah.
My friends, I can't remember who told me the story, but somebody was eating in there
Okay.
and a live chicken ran out from the kitchen. So he obviously just has his own chickens, and
How many chickens does he have for the
I don't
amount of chicken
know,
he
but
serves?
it ran out from the kitchen into the restaurant, and obviously they just like butchered the chickens there.
He would need a lot of chickens. I don't think he has his own chicken, unless it's a pet.
Why would a chicken run out into the restaurant?
Might have a pet.
Pet chicken.
I would have a pet chicken. I've already thought of all the names.
So yeah, that's the gossip about seasons.
Fuck.
Meals are huge. Cut them in half.
Yeah. That explains a lot.
Yeah.
Where do you... Oh, you don't order food, you just...
I make all of my food. All of them.
Do you want to make my meal preps?
Yep.
Pack lunches.
Literally, I'm doing it for somebody right now. See, this is what I mean. I feel like I'll do it for a few people, see how it goes, and see how they feel. And then I could just easily launch something like that.
All right, nice one. Thanks, Mum.
I literally would be like the mom. Like, oh, I just get my meals from Brittany. And then I can just hire like somebody to make the food once the recipes are done.
Business plan. And then you can go to all like the health lab, Amber,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
all the
of
different gyms and pitch
course.
this idea.
Of course. Well, yeah, this is because like at the end of the day, like I am a weight loss coach. I know exactly how to lose weight. And I know about nutrition and food. I don't know about fighting, but I know what you need to how to fuel your body to fight.
I've seen you on the pads. You
But
look
not very
sharp.
good.
No, you look sharp. You got that flexibility.
I'm not very good. But I do I'm gonna go training today.
Oh, yeah. Where at Dowden?
Mm-hmm. Where do you train?
Not been training.
Why didn't you come to Dowden
I will.
today?
I will.
Done.
I said to the boys I'll fight in May,
Okay.
but I've just not been training.
Oh, that's next month. So
Yeah.
do you need a cut?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do your meals.
I'm heavy.
I'll do your meals.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think Dowden is at 4:00.
Okay. If I don't have calls, I'll be there.
Yeah, 4:30, I think.
I've got a gym session with Jess.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Do you?
Yeah, I'm going to the gym.
Ooh.
I told her I'm not training legs with her though.
Oh my God, she's a beast.
Yeah, she looks like it.
She's like super strong.
Yeah.
Anyway.
What, what does success look like for you?
Just being happy.
What does happiness look like to you?
Smiling. No.
Smiling.
I think like being able to live your life with like whatever you want to do. I think being free and having that opportunity of just, if you said, let's go to Spain tomorrow, I could turn around to you and be like, yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
And like, for me, that's like the ultimate freedom. That's the ultimate success because like, sure, I'm not like a millionaire, but I can do things like that. And also like loving what you do because I don't feel like I am working ever. Like not a day in my life do I wake up and I'm like, oh, I have to work today. Like I get to work today, which is like so amazing. And even me doing like content and doing things online, I love it. Like I absolutely love it. I'll stay up all night just like geeking out doing content because I enjoy it.
You're probably in a very similar position to I am. Like
Mm.
I'm in this whole realm of just gratitude. Like I'm so grateful for the business I've got. It makes me so much more money than I ever dreamt of making. Hardly working. And I'm with my friends. I enjoy every single moment of it. I get to travel wherever I want
Yeah.
to places that I didn't even fathom about
Yeah.
prior. And yeah, like this is technically working.
Yeah.
I was at dinner with the guys. That's technically working. The white party I did on Saturday, which you didn't show up to. What was going on there?
Oh, sorry. I went to Songkran.
Songkran was on Sunday.
Yeah, but I went on Saturday too.
Oh,
Look, I should have come to the white party,
yeah, you
okay?
should.
I
You
should
missed
have. I'm
it.
sorry.
I didn't
He's
want you there
hurt.
anyway.
He's hurt.
I'm not hurt.
But yeah. Oh, it is. It's an amazing life, and I feel super blessed because I've always wanted to travel. I've always wanted to go somewhere and live somewhere abroad, and I never had the opportunity to. And when I saw that I had the opportunity, I was like, right, just go for it.
Mm.
And it's been great because it's also helped me realize that I don't need to rely on somebody else. Like, this is just me and my life. And I have really grown as well to get to know me because I've had nobody else with me.
Do you journal?
I have a prayer journal.
Prayer journal.
Yeah, so I talk to
Yeah.
God a lot through there.
I like that you're religious.
Yeah,
It's good.
yeah. I actually grew up, I grew up religious. Like, my dad took me to church when I was 6, and my whole family is Christian. So I went to Bible school, I went to Bible camp, I sung in the church band, like I was well and truly in it. But then when I hit 18, I think, to be fair, like, love my dad and I love that he did this, but I felt at the time, because I was so young, I didn't really understand it much. I was just being told that I have to be here on a Sunday.
Ah.
And I felt in a way like I'm getting forced into something, even though it wasn't really forced because I believed it. And so I got sick of it and I just didn't want to go anymore. And when I was 18, I kind of just like drifted from God completely. I was always a believer. I always believed in God. I was always a Christian, but I just never spoke to God. And it was only until July last year, and it wasn't even like there wasn't even a moment, but it just like kind of hit me that I needed to speak to God again. And so from July last year, I've like really been into my faith again. And I've met a lot of people too, that have just come into my life that are Christians, and that I feel so blessed to have them. Like, one of my best friends, Ali, she works for me now. She is a Christian, and she was almost like she came to my point, like my life, when I was in a really low point, and she just showed up on that day, and we just had such a good conversation. And then ever since then, it's like she's been my rock here.
That's good.
Mm,
It's good that you've got like that sort of community.
yeah.
What was the moment in July when things started to change? Like, why did you come to that?
I was going through a breakup, and I was really sad, and then I was like, maybe you should just like reconnect with God a little bit, talk to him. And I started praying again, and then the next day I met Ali, and Ali is like full Christian. And we met running. Like, she was running this way down Lamai, and I was running that way. And then we just stopped and had a conversation. And then I met her again, just bumped into her the
Sick.
same day. And we had another conversation. And then I was like, whoa, this girl was amazing. And then she started talking about Christ. And I was like,
Okay.
I just prayed yesterday. This is crazy. And then she ended up being on my team. I hired her. I was able to like talk to her about Christ. And you know what? I think it's really nice because she's never one to judge you. And I think there's a lot of people out there that if you are open about God, they judge you. And she never, I never felt that way with her. And then I went to Bali, and there's something about Bali that just completely switched again, where I went to Bali, I was talking to God every single day. I was so in my faith there. It was crazy. And I didn't get to go to church there. I really wanted to, but I just felt so connected with him. And it seems to be like, yeah, every time I was by myself and just like was able to connect with him.
It happened to me in Bali as well.
They call it the land of the gods.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was looking into like discipline.
Mm.
Even this is spelt wrong. I got it. But you know what it is? I
Yeah.
think that just makes me
Yeah.
because I can't spell. It's a story, isn't it? So I was looking into discipline, I say, why am I wanting to do things that I don't want to do?
Mm.
Because I don't want to do it. So, all right, I'm just getting tempted. I say, well, tempted by who? Because it's not me. It's not my friends, the guys I was living with, or wanting me just to like smash life. So, it must be the devil. I just played it off. I say, oh, wait a second. If the devil's real, then God's real. You can't have good without evil.
Yeah.
So I was probably like pondering about that, and then I started like looking up Bible verses, and it's like revisiting a lot. I was like, damn, okay, let's give it a go.
Mm.
And similar to you, I used to go to church, I used to go to Sunday school, and then my whole culture when I was in high school, like if you believed in God, it was gay,
Yeah.
you know.
It's really sad, but it's a thing for a lot of people.
I think there's like a massive trend going on now as well.
Yeah.
Do you feel the same?
Yeah.
I see loads of people.
Talking about God.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
what? Like this guy
I
was
don't know
shitting
if
on
it's like just because my algorithm now is showing me that,
maybe.
but like my whole feed is just like Bible verses.
Are you aware of King Solomon? Okay, so King Solomon is one of the kings in the Old Testament, and God came to him and said, I can give you anything you want. I can give you internal wealth. I can give you like loads of women. I can give you loads of land. Whatever you want, I can give it to you. And he asked for wisdom, and he's the guy who wrote the Proverbs.
Mm.
And when I read the Proverbs, like there's so much sauce in there. Like, it's like ridiculous. It's just filled with sauce.
Yeah.
So when I pray now, I ask for wisdom.
Mm.
But the funny thing is with King Solomon, his downfall was at women. So he ended up having like 100 wives. I don't quote me on that one because I don't want to get cancelled by the full Christian community. But something about wives.
Yeah.
He got like betrayed, and that was his like massive downfall.
Mm.
So
Interesting. And so what happened when you were in Bali?
so Bali was like the first point for me where I started to make like a little bit more money.
Yeah.
I had money in the bank. I was jacked as well. Like I started cutting. So everything kind of felt like it was going together.
Mm.
I was like really confident. I was dating that girl.
Yeah.
I just felt really good about myself.
Yeah.
And then, so life was at like an all-time high. Then suddenly I felt like I was being tested.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah.
Like I've done so well. Like I've dedicated my last 2 years of my whole life
Yeah.
just to like become this person.
Yeah.
And I was like, what's going on? So I like really sat and thought about it, and I was journaling so hard in Bali. One day, so my granddad was going to die, and I knew I wasn't going to be home. So I was writing a letter to him,
Mm.
and I just felt something came to us and told us I should do that. And when I was writing this letter, I was crying my eyes out writing
Yeah.
this letter. And my mate walked in asking for a snus.
That.
Like a nicotine pouch.
Oh.
He said, "Wait, are you, mate?" Like, yeah, I'm just writing a letter to my granddad. Do you want to have a look? Yeah, so I felt like I got told to do that by
Mm.
something other than me, because I would have never thought to do that.
Yeah.
But I managed to see my granddad though.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
amazing. It's really cool to see like those stories as well, because I had one in Bali and it was insane. Like it was so insane. I just don't try and find the photos. Where me and my ex were going through a breakup. It was crazy. Like he was just like being really nasty. I was there by myself. I was crying, praying. I was on the bathroom floor, and I said, like, God, please give me a sign with what to do here. Like, I need help. And I got up, washed my face, got into bed, and then I opened my Instagram page, and I don't follow, like, at this point, I didn't follow any, like, God pages on there. And I opened my screen, and this was the very first thing that came up. You told God that you needed a sign, so we made sure that this came across your screen. And then I was like, oh, okay. And then it says, if I can find it. God has removed you from a table where you used to sit in order to save you from a host that was serving you poison. Let that
Ooh.
sink in. And by the time that I had opened my phone, I had been blocked from my ex of everything. We didn't even break up. Like he didn't say it's over. It was just blocked. And then that was what it said. And then it says, God isolates you before he elevates you. It may seem like everything around you is falling apart, but he has more in store for you than you can ever imagine. And then there was this one. It was like, you're asking for a rose when God wants the whole garden to be yours.
You need to write this shit down, you know.
Yeah. And it's like, with God, all things are possible. I read that, and I kid you not, within 5 minutes, me and Allie hadn't spoken in a while. Allie was the girl that I met in July. She messaged me. She's like, hey, I don't know why. I feel like I need to message you right now. She sent me Joyce Meyer's Instagram page. She's like, I want you to listen to this. She's like, I don't know why I felt like I had to do this for you right now. And she sent it, and it was like just the scripture. It was really, really nice. I was like, wow, this is crazy that this has just happened. And then I obviously told her. And long story short, I actually ended up getting back with my ex because I was lonely, I was miserable, I was scared, and I ignored the sign. And then a couple of days later, or like a week later, another one came up, and it was like, don't ignore the sign that God is showing you. Again, me being like, whatever, blah, 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 blah. When it was February, we were still together, and I made it very clear to him that Valentine's meant a lot to me. And I was like, I love roses, da 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 da. Anyway, he was back in Germany, I was in New Zealand, and I waited all day for Hoverwall. I was hoping for a rose, and nothing came. And then I was really upset, and I don't know why, something like in my head went back to that scripture, and it was like, you're asking for a rose when God wants the whole garden to be yours.
Gonna pop back up.
It popped back up, and I sent it to my dad. It popped back up that night at the exact same time. 10:42 was the exact same time
That you seen it last time?
that I saw it last time. I even screenshotted it, circled it, and was like, this is the exact same time.
That's
to-
nuts, that.
To the dot. 10:42 was when I saw it the first time, and then I hadn't seen it until this again.
This is the sort of stuff that you need to be gelling about.
Yeah.
Like, I look back at mine all the time. I didn't really want.
But like, that was just so crazy to me, and I think that was the end of it for me. I was like, all right, I'm done, because
That was enough.
yeah, which was so crazy. Like,
Right, you want to get put on some serious sauce here. Bali was a good time, right? Consistency will always be the precursor to success. My actions today will be rewarded tomorrow. I'd say it's a matter of time, but it's not. It's a matter of hard work, diligent decisions, and a relentless attitude to discipline. When you are inspired by some great purpose, for me it's Willionaire, some extraordinary project, all of your thoughts break their bonds, your mind transcends limitations, your consciousness expands in every direction, and you find yourself in a new, great and wonderful world. Dormant forces and talents become alive, and you discover yourself to be a greater person than you ever dreamed yourself to be. That was a Bali one. Dubai, I went pretty heavy on it in Dubai, I think. Oops. Bit of Zach Bryan. That'll do. Whoa, that'll do. That's the song as well.
Yeah, I think it's really great. And I think it's really great also like connecting with other Christians here as well. Because I didn't really realize that there was so many, or like there probably were, I just wasn't looking.
It's like when you buy a new car,
Yeah.
so you get like a white Audi. You see loads of white Audis.
Yeah.
It's because it's like in your subconscious now.
Yeah. And I think it's just been really nice because it's like you can be super open and talk about anything with these people, and especially about religion, whereas sometimes personally for me, I couldn't talk about religion too much to some people because they're just like, whatever.
I feel like it's nice knowing that there's something else out there. Like, at the end of the day, I am still a kid. I hate to admit it. But like I'm young and I'm just giving it a fucking go. And it's nice to know that if I do slip up along the way, which is inevitable, then I know that there's like someone there to like course correct.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He's gonna be sick of you every time you slip up. It's like, hey, it's me again.
I've got good tread on my shoes. I'm not slipping up too much. My whole philosophy last year was just don't fuck up and we'll be all right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And same again this year, but 2 years in a row, that's going to be a good streak.
Solid.
Yeah.
So what's your travel plans after Samui? Bangkok?
Samui family holiday in
Oh,
Turkey,
that's right. You said.
England for a month to see my family. Got
Mm.
my sister's wedding, mum's birthday, niece's christening, and then probably like Montenegro, Tuscany, Marbella again.
Mm.
Gonna host events in those like 3 locations. Then we'll see what the crack is.
Back to Samui.
Maybe. Well, I know in 2026 I'll be here for 6 months again.
Oh, really? Cool.
Yeah, it's this whole tax thing. It's like I can't be in the UK for more than 3 months. I can't live in a country more than 6 months.
Why don't you open your business in Dubai?
Well, I've got an LLC in the US, so I don't pay any tax.
Okay.
But I will have to move it to Dubai.
Yeah.
Which-
My company's in Dubai.
Yeah.
And so I've had to do that.
I figured out a way I can retire my mum now as well. Yeah, so
Oh,
it's gonna be streamlined,
nice.
and I'm gonna have to move it to Dubai to do that.
Yeah.
It's sound.
Yeah. It's probably the best way. Then it's like you can, but I'm still the same. I can't live in Australia for more than 3 months. I can't live in New Zealand for more than 3 months either, now that it's in Dubai. But I can be.
I mean, there's worse problems to have. My logic is I'll just do this for like 5 years,
Yeah.
stack loads of cash, like save like 50% more than I would if I was in the UK.
Mm,
And then if I want to settle down somewhere,
mm,
I'm set up. I'm more than happy to pay tax
yeah.
because I don't really need it.
Yeah. For
That's
sure.
my logic. Well, where can people find you?
On Instagram. So it's Brittany McChrystal. And then that's it. Brittany McChrystal. Nice and easy.
Yeah. Okay.
Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube.
And do you have a message for anyone?
I would say if you are somebody that has been wanting to either move overseas or start your own business or just something that you've been thinking about doing for a while, just do it, because at the end of the day, the only thing that you regret is actually not doing it. And if you go out there and you do it and things don't go to plan, you can always go home. And that was one of the things that I said, well, my dad said to me. He's like, what have you got to lose? And I've done that with a lot of things in my life. And so it's just been really great.
Just got to be ballsy.
Yeah. You got to step out of your comfort zone.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, we'll best wrap it up here because Brittany, we're going to be late to our date.
What date?
Jasmine. I'm joking.
Don't call me out like that. Our coconut date.
Coconut date.
That's
Bros.
fun.
That was good. You
Mm.
should be able to get some good reels out of that.
Especially the one talking about Christ. I'm going to use that. I feel like that'd be really good.
You need a cross one.
I talked to you about this.
I
on
know.
the
I will
weekend.
buy. I will get you one.
I don't know where to get them from. I want to get one.
Zara.
Yeah, true. I just want to go Central and get one.